Back, everybody. Thank you for sticking around. So, moving back towards the land between two rivers.
God's country.
We're Euphrates?
Yeah,
cradle of civilization?
We're about
to a great segue.
A lot paler and colder. We're about to, if Governor Branstad gets confirmed by the Senate, I don't expect that to be too hard a fight. We're going to have the first woman governor in the state of Iowa, and which will set the stage potentially for us to have the first elected woman as governor in 2018. And so, Jay, do you have some thoughts about Kim Reynolds taking over should and when Terry Branstad gets confirmed as the ambassador to China?
I'm excited to work with her. It's been my 4 years up there has been Governor Branstad, Mike Gronstall's majority leader in the Democratic Senate, and obviously the leadership in the House has changed too. I first got there as Craig Paulson, so this is be with Speaker Uppmeyer. I'm excited to work with her again. She was great last year. Really looking forward to moving forward. But I'll tell you, hopefully they're a little bit different, but there's a lot of things similar. But I do believe there's a lot of energy, a lot of good ideas.
What are some of their know much about Kim Reynolds? She's got the knock in the state press as being kind of Terry Branstad's creation, and I don't mean that to take anything away from her, but she didn't have much of a profile before she became lieutenant governor, unlike a Patty Judge or unlike blanking on Tom's lieutenant governor. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Or other women around the state, or other men around the state too. So I mean, what is she like? What does she bring to the table that's different, and what's bring to the table that's the same?
Well, I'll tell you one thing about Governor Branstad. Since he's been there so long, he has that institutional knowledge that you don't really see. You don't really campaign on it, but there's something about being there. You kind of know where the skeletons are at. You kind of know how these departments run, what they're hiding, and everything else. I always joke that it's kind of exciting to have Kim Reynolds. She doesn't have a status quo. So a lot of times when you do a budget, you start here and you don't do zero-based budget, and you do a different approach. Well, Kim, having somebody in there that have been there for a very long time, she could have new ideas. She could have different approach to things that could really benefit the state of Iowa. Don't get me wrong, I love Governor Branstad, did it great for the service, but moving forward, I really believe that having a little bit of change and having her learn underneath Governor Branstad the last 6 years and traveling the state like how they do, I really believe it's going to be a good thing. I can't tell you exactly the policy they differ on, but I'll tell you moving forward, it's going to be fun to have her set her agenda.
It sounds like we're taking some veiled shots at Terry Branstad's the procedures there, pal. But I won't.
See, he's trying to create some problems.
I didn't say anything about it.
Trying to create some problems.
I would not presume to put words in your mouth. But folks, you heard it here first. Jake Highfill has a problem with how Terry Branstad runs a budget. No, I'm just kidding. I don't want to get anybody in trouble. But so what?
That's a lie.
What? So how much? How much have you worked with Lieutenant Governor Reynolds over the last few years?
Oh, I've actually worked with her a lot on different issues. When they have their agenda, they bring us down. They're both sitting there. They try to lobby you on different issues. I've worked on some of her stuff back home with some Clark County issues with the reservoir and the lake. I ran that bill last year. I've worked with her on different issues. We've actually, she has open meetings by herself where you go talk to her about issues. I've done that before, especially my first term. Dealt with her on some of their bills they try to pass with education reform, property tax bill, etc.
Well, and I think you might have answered this, but I just want to make clear. Do you have a sense of what her legislative priorities are? Do you have a sense of like where, not necessarily where she would break with what Governor Branstad has set up, but a key sort of legislative issue for example, like cannabis oil. Like she's passionate about cannabis oil, or she's passionate about property tax reform, or any pet project that you've kind of got a sense.
I actually don't have a pet project because when you're lieutenant governor, you're lieutenant governor.
Right.
When you're governor, you're different. That's like saying I go there and I work for. Say I'm chief of staff. When you're chief of staff, you don't have your own stuff. Traditionally, second off, and you promote the governors. Now that she's governor, she'll have different things that she wants to do.
Well, and I get that, and I understand where that answer's coming from. Remember Dick Cheney when they were asking him questions about his daughter, and he said, "Hey, look, I have a personal view, but the president is the one who sets the agenda." I get that. And what I'm asking is if she is, or is your answer more that she has not sort of kind of hinted at what her own personal views might be?
She hasn't hinted enough on the bigger policies, but I don't have any doubt that she'll be with us on some of the income tax bills, some of the Chapter 20 reforms, some of the big things we're talking about this year. I don't have any doubt she'll be with us. I guess I have not had personal conversation with her about those issues, but I don't have any reason to believe that she will not be with us. We need to talk to her and make sure she's on board with everything, but I have no reason not to believe.
Politically speaking, who would you compare her to?
That's a good question.
Yeah, just kind of where she's at, where she comes from, and kind of her approach. Does she have any sort of, and is she like a Chuck Grassley? Is she like a Joni Ernst? Is she like a Steve King? You see where I'm going with that?
She's a conservative. She's obviously not a Steve King or anybody that extreme conservative, but she is definitely conservative. And I believe that she's going to act that way. What did Reagan say? You're with us 80% of the time. You're not my enemy. You're my friend. That's what I believe. I can't tell you every single issue, line by line, what she stands for, but I can tell you for the most part, we agree on a lot of things.
Yep. Now, there's a lot of talk about who may be the appointed lieutenant governor, and that is an appointment, right?
Yes.
So I've heard Rod Roberts passed around a lot. And so, do you have any other news about who might be? Because Rod Roberts is the only one I've heard.
I've heard Peter County.
Oh, yeah.
Representative County's a friend of mine, serves in the House, great guy. I've heard County. I've heard him. I honestly haven't. I have heard Jack Whitford, but the blogs are saying Peter County, and I haven't heard much else.
Who are saying?
Those the liberal bloggers.
Okay.
That Bleeding Heart one with Bleeding Heartland.
Bleeding Heartland, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
The Iowa starting line. Yeah. Those guys.
Yeah, I could see. I'm so silly. I got a little bit of a throwback. I was excited because Iowa starting line had invited me to come on and do a little bit of a discussion about my candidacy in 2010. And boy, I went down there and it didn't go well.
Those guys are great, though.
Yeah, they're nice, but they are liberal. And so
that's his code word for tough, and he didn't know how to answer their questions.
Yeah,
that's what he tell whenever
that's
he looks.
What I did. Yeah, I admit that. Boy, you're a liberal, and then I run.
I'm too dumb to make up my own mind.
Hey!
Just kidding.
Hey,
I'm just kidding.
That wasn't your kidding face.
I'm getting a little punchy at the end of the show.
That's true. Plus, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. We're going to continue to talk about Iowa politics, legislative session. I'm going to ask you about the Medicaid debacle that continues to this day, and maybe some solutions Kim might have. We also are going to have a giant announcement. So stay tuned for that. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We'll be